So thank you guys for coming. I know you guys have a lot of things to do, and you guys taking out some time out of your busy day to help us with this focus group is I'm very, very appreciative for that. So thank you for coming. So why don't you go ahead and start, Maddie? Introduce yourself.
I'm Maddie. Nice to meet you all.
Andy. Crystal.
I'm Carrie.
I'm Tanya.
I'm Sahar.
Chris.
Eric.
Savannah.
Thank you, and thank you for joining us. Okay. Now, the purpose of this focus group is to get your guys' insight, because you guys are part of the mass, right? We want to find out what you do know, what you don't know about a certain brand. Okay. Every answer is important. There is no right or wrong answer. So when someone is speaking, let them finish, but definitely feel free to respond to each other's responses. We encourage that. Because it's a smaller group, I would love for each of you guys to at least answer a few questions, right? And a lot of these are opinion based. So like I said, no right or wrong answers. Okay. One more thing I didn't tell you guys. This is going to be on YouTube. It's going to be viewed for everybody to see. So with that, let's begin. I want to ask you guys with the raise of your hands only, who has heard of GNC? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 out of 8. That's good. Now, I'm going to show you a logo. And for those, and for Sahar, you've never heard of GNC.
No.
When you look at this logo, what do you think what do you think this company is about?
Cars.
Cars?
Yeah.
Okay. And you guys heard of it, so you guys know exactly what it's about, right? Okay. So, and you're questioning. So now I'll let you know what GNC is about. GNC is a vitamin supplement store, right? For people who are active and fitness conscious.
I actually did think it was a car.
Okay, good. You know what
I heard the two and they both look familiar. I didn't put them together.
that's kind of the general consensus for people who don't know. So raise your hands one more time. Who is active or fitness conscious?
Andy.
Okay, even a little. So 7 out of 8. Now, what do you guys think about using supplements such as vitamins, protein powder, or even meal supplements?
I think that even though you eat stuff for nutrients, I feel like your body, depending on how big you are and how much fat you have, I feel like you need more nutrients to supplement your body. So I feel like it is natural to take supplements, vitamins, and all that.
I'm kind of the opposite. I take protein, kind of basic stuff like that, but once you start getting into really, your whole diet consists of vitamins, and you go to the store and you just don't eat any real food, and I don't think that's really good for your body. You should try to eat more just regular whole foods, fruits, vegetables, stuff like that. Instead of
I guess it's a balance of both then, because I take just multivitamins and stuff like that, but I'll still eat normally, so on a consistent basis, and still fairly clean, splurge here or there, but a little bit of both, supplements and eating clean.
And then hopping back, if you do have a busy schedule, you can't really cook yourself a full food pyramid meal. So the one thing that you're gonna do is just grab whatever's there. So
I feel like it's really easy to just kind of skip out on like you're not really as conscious of like, oh, I've had this much fruit today or this many veggies or whatever, especially like as a student, you're so busy that sometimes like a vitamin's just kind of needed.
Okay, so from listening to you guys, it's really, you guys are really saying incorporate it with your meal, but don't strictly go on it and make that a majority of your daily diet, correct?
I disagree with anything chemical, so I don't
Okay.
eat anything like vitamins, multivitamins, supplements, nothing.
Okay.
That's why I don't know GNC or any other brand.
Okay. Has anyone here been to or been inside a GNC store?
Yeah.
Show of hands. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 out of 8. Okay. For those who did or have gone into the GNC store, what kind of feeling do you get in, or when you go into the store as a customer? What do you find that is good and bad?
When I only went in there when I was younger with my brother, and he was super buff, like super fit. And when I first walked in there, I felt like kind of like puny, you know? And I'm like, this is kind of weird. I don't know if this is like my type of atmosphere, but everyone in there is pretty helpful, and like you just go in and you go out type of thing.
Yeah.
I feel like it's really easy to get like overwhelmed in there because you walk in and immediately you just see all of like these tiny little boxes and everything just has like the same names. But it kind of helps that like I feel like every time I go in there it's not busy. So I kind of just like bug the workers, like the one that I go to all the time, like we're kind of just like buddies at this point. So like I'll stay there for like an hour and like just talk about like what everything means and everything. So like I get stuff for myself, for my grandpa, things like that.
Are they helpful as far as informing you on ingredients and what they do? Do you feel like they're informative?
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of used to like one particular guy, like I more or less like know his schedule at this point, but he is probably the most helpful retail associate that I've ever met, just because he's really into that. You can tell he works out like consistently. He knows what all the supplements mean, and you know, I have a question, he just like knows it's good. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
I trust him.
Yeah, okay. So you do feel some kind of trust between customer and the associate, right? So when he
Yeah.
tells you, you're like, okay, I will take this. He doesn't sound like he doesn't know.
He doesn't try to like upsell me. I think that's what what made me trust him in the first place. Like I mainly started going in there at first because my grandparents are getting older. If you tell them like go out to like Target or whatever and get some pills, like they won't do it. So I kind of just like went out and started doing it myself, and the fact that like he didn't try to upsell me and he was just trying to give me like as much information as possible really helped.
Chris, you mentioned you went into GNC. What's your consensus and feeling about GNC?
I haven't been into GNC, but I've been into other like supplement stores and stuff
Mhm.
like that. I mean, I was just looking for like basic protein powder. And I kind of knew the one I already wanted, so I just like went for it.
This is a good follow-up question. Why did you decide to go to a competitor instead of GNC?
It was closer to my house.
Yeah, just convenience?
Yeah.
Okay.
When what I've noticed is that GNC is like usually a part of a mall. So if I were into all that supplement stuff, like I wouldn't want to go to a mall just because I wouldn't want to run into anybody, because it's like daily interaction. I don't know.
To be buying.
That's just me, but I haven't really seen the GNC like separate from a mall, because it's always, I mean, like the malls that I've been to, there's GNCs. So,
Yeah, they are a lot like that. That is a place you do see Gnc a lot, and they do have standalone, well, not standalone, but stores, independent stores as well. Now, you guys have an idea of Gnc. Do you guys have a feeling that Gnc is inexpensive or expensive or average pricing?
I've never really bought anything there, but hearing from like other people, they do spend a lot of money on it, so I'm assuming it's pretty expensive. And like hopping off of what Tanya said, she goes to one person because he is reliable and he doesn't really upsell. So I feel like if I were to go there, I feel like I would kind of get ripped off because people would sell me like the most expensive thing they have because they get like, I don't know, they get commissioned or whatever. But
I feel like they're actually on the pricier side, and speaking to the point you just made on the upselling and commission, I personally have been to a GNC where they steered me away from like a name brand to their particular product because I feel like they do get more commission off of that.
I was gonna say, I sometimes use creatine, and like a small bottle from GNC would be a certain price, but like I'll just look it up on Amazon, and you can buy like a huge bag for like a cheaper price, like per ounce or per gram.
Like when you go on Amazon,
Yeah.
are you looking for at the GNC brand?
No.
And it's cheaper, or are you
Like
looking
for
at
for a
competitors'
specific
price?
supplement, like the prices are usually cheaper on Amazon.
Like the brand you're looking for at GNC is offered there, but it's cheaper to buy it on Amazon.
Right.
Okay, so GNC, they do have their own brand as well, and they also carry competitors' product too, just for you guys to know.
I think that's like the one hard thing about like companies like nowadays, just in general, that sell like supplements or just like, I don't know, anything really that you can buy on Amazon is like, Amazon is such a huge like factor nowadays. Like you can just get what you want with Prime in like one day and you already have it at your doorstep versus going out to these stores, which is like a problem for those stores.
Now, Amazon is, I believe Amazon is their competitor in distributing and stuff like that too. You mentioned about getting it on Amazon, getting it online. What do you guys feel about shopping in a store and online? I want to know your guys' opinions about, you know, products that GNC carry and their competitors, so purchasing online or in the store. What are you guys' feelings?
I would much rather purchase from the web, like from Amazon. Especially because like with something like supplements, if you take them every day, then after like you basically can map out when you're gonna run out, and you can just do a recurring purchase. So just send right to your door around the time that you're gonna run out. And you really have to do, if you're lazy like me, you don't want to get up and go to the store. So.
Okay. Any other thoughts about online and store purchasing?
hopping off of Eric's idea, I mean, I could get lazy, so I'd rather order something online for it to come to me rather than going to the place and actually picking it up. And it is something, I don't like supplements, well to me, but like for an individual who uses it, like, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, it is easier to buy things like online.
Now, I know Tanya goes to the store, okay? There's something that you get from the store that you don't get online, and it's the information that basically you go there and the research is done for you. What do you guys feel about that, the pros and cons about purchasing GNC products online or in the store?
I guess if you don't know what you're looking for, it's nice to have someone in the store to like kind of like talk to and give you like feedback, kind of like how your business associate did.
Personally, I think it's helpful, but then you're only going off of maybe that one associate's education that they may have or feelings or thoughts. So if you go online, you have the ability to do your own research too if you have any questions.
I just don't trust people. So like, not saying that like
Just
anybody at GNC would like try to screw people over or whatever, but like I'd be kind of wary of anything that they would tell me about like, oh, if this brand's better than this brand for XYZ reason. Like, I don't know, I don't trust people. Like, just feel like they're doing it to sell like the more expensive one.
I guess it's just like a personal like preference then at that point, like whatever you're comfortable with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you feel better doing it online, you're gonna do it online versus someone who's maybe like used to like going into a store will feel more comfortable, so they'll go to a store.
Who prefers buying these type of products online with a raise of hands? And then the rest of you would rather do in store?
I don't mind.
Obviously.
I'm like half depending if like I want to get a new supplement and I've never tried it. I'd rather like talk to an associate who knows better than I do. But then like online, I'd rather like obviously I'm gonna get things that I've used, so I'm more comfortable with that.
So you're saying online purchases, you are already knowledgeable, right, with these types of products.
Yeah.
And then if you guys do want to, you guys go into store and like have them really explain to you what each ingredient does, right?
Yeah.
That's probably the pros and cons about it. Now, their competitors are Vitamin Shop, Amazon, CVS, and Walgreens. So Gnc is a store that sells this, okay? But they do have their own products. So that's why some of these, wow, these are like more stores than the products itself. Do you believe Gnc is a well-known product? I know you guys haven't heard much about it, but just knowing of what you know with your peers and everyone else, do you think it is a well-known brand?
For their products itself, like GNC,
GNC,
or the store.
The store, what they sell, what they represent, because they are a fitness company.
I would say amongst people that like are fit or work out or do use supplements, like GNC is kind of a staple. Probably know about GNC.
It kind of depends like what group of friends like you're with. Because there's like a particular group where they're like, if they're really into sports and they're like athletes and everything, they know what GNC is. But like if I'm hanging out with like some girlfriends that will like moderately work out or like rarely ever, they're not really familiar with it. So it kind of just depends like who you're with, I guess.
I would agree. I do feel like it's more towards fitness than wellness, personally. Like any supplements, I might go to like Vitamin Shop, for instance, more than I would think to go to GNC.
I don't think a lot of people know what GNC has just because they don't really advertise that much.
I would say for like the average person who like moderately works out, they might not be like super familiar with the company. Like someone who's like everyone else has kind of been saying who's very into fitness would probably know, but like the average person, maybe not.
Okay. Everyone, do you guys consider you guys as average in knowledge? So if I had to ask, and I'm kind of going to go down starting with Eric, if you were to go today, where would you go? And then we'll just...
Which GNC shop or
Where to get supplements, vitamins?
I would go on Amazon.
Amazon, what brand would you... Do you
I
have a
would
specific-
probably find like an off brand or like a brand that's not, it's not even a brand, like they just sell supplements by weight.
So pricing is important too?
Yeah.
Okay. So then, Chris, I'll ask you, you can tell me where you shop and what brand you would shop.
I mean, it kind of depends on the pricing and like if I get paid soon or not, because otherwise like Walmart sells like protein and stuff for like $15. that's fine for me. But like, if I have a little more money to spend, or if I want to like get a nicer product, I might go to GNC or wherever. I don't have like a specific one, just wherever's closest.
Okay. And you're just gonna skip it and ask and go to-
Actually, I only take vitamin D as a medicine, and I take it from Costco.
Okay.
If I'm getting vitamins, it's either GNC or CVS. If it's protein, it's for sure GNC.
Would you still go online? Are you 100% store only?
I use Amazon, but like very rarely, because I do understand that like online competitors are huge, and like that's why so many stores are struggling. Like look at Toys R Us. I know Lids was struggling at one point to keep their stores open because so many people just find it more convenient to shop online. I personally try not to do it, just because I want to like keep those jobs in. So like, I don't know. That's just my personal opinion.
You don't want your homie to lose his job?
Yeah.
Carrie?
I didn't talk the whole time, but I would choose Target for like my vitamins, just out of convenience. It's close by, and like every other girl, we get lost in Target.
That's not just a girl thing.
Is there something about Target that you trust more than going to a GNC getting these products?
Yeah, I think the intimidation has to do with it. Sometimes like you guys are saying like muscleheads are working there and like shopping there, so that's like super intimidating for someone who's just average and like a first timer. So I think Target, like just getting that generic stuff makes me happy.
Yeah, okay.
Really, I have no preference. It just depends. If I want something immediately, I'm gonna go to the store. I don't have one way or another that I go though.
So
If I'm thinking price, I'll probably look around online, just because I know I can find a lot cheaper of stuff online. But if I want something like at that moment, I'll go to the store.
Okay.
But no brand loyalty.
Okay.
For me, I go to Target or Costco. Because Costco, they like give you like a bigger container for a good price. And then Target's just like an everyday. Like if I don't want to like stock up, then Target.
Yeah, like pretty much the same. Costco, just because like it's also pretty generic, and like I get vitamin C and it comes in bulk, and like you don't have to think about it and buying it very often. And then Target, just because like it's convenient, like it has everything there, and so you can just buy a generic brand, and I'm okay with that. And yeah, occasionally Amazon, but like I usually use Amazon for like things that I'm used to like buying that I trust, like school books, for example. Like I rent them out there. But yeah, like for things I'm unsure about, yeah, I wouldn't use Amazon.
Okay. Now, I feel like there's a general consensus here where GNC is not so popular within your daily purchases. Do you think that, because we're in the era of social media, do you think if they promoted more on social media, would you think that would affect like your guys' demographic? Do you think that would help GNC, or would you think the opposite? Tanya?
I think the biggest thing about GNC is like when they do advertise, it's normally like in the paper. So like if you pick up a newspaper, it's usually going to be in the middle or like with the CBS ads or whatever. And like that's stuff that like my parents look at, or like my grandparents or something. That's not really something that we pick up. We get our news from like Twitter and stuff like that. So I think if they had more like of an online presence, it would change a lot. And I think aside from that, if they like marketed their products a little differently in their store, like she was saying, it's not just like for meatheads, but like if that's what we associate GNC with. So like if they change their image up just like a little bit, maybe they would get more people going in.
Okay. Anybody?
I agree. I think like informing, if they're gonna have a social media presence, they need to inform their followers and their future customers too when it comes to advertising.
I agree with like both of you guys. I was like right away I started thinking, I'm like, yeah, if they had like even just like an Instagram presence, like nowadays you see a lot of like workout videos like trending in general. They could easily come up with like a marketing campaign to like kind of incorporate like their products with like sponsors who like use their products and have videos, and like that would be very like appealing to like our or the millennial generation. Like
Anyone else?
I mean, it can't hurt, like, you might as well just, like, Instagram's free, like, why would you
Yeah.
just not
Yeah.
try it?
yeah.
So their demographic is older. It's like their majority demographic for GNC is 35 to like 50. So it does make sense that you guys kind of heard of them. Now they are, one of their weak points that we believe that can be better is if they incorporate themselves in technology, if they put their brand on like devices, blenders, some, you know, more technology based. I want to hear your guys' insight about that. Do you think that will help them, you know, profit more, less, or would people just, they trust what's already out there?
You're saying if they
Do you think there's do you think there's a market for them to then merge into technology-based devices for fitness?
possibly? Yeah.
So I guess when you guys think about that, you guys think about, do you guys use these like blenders and stuff like that? And would you guys buy GNC instead of an off-brand?
In terms of like a blender, like a
Yeah,
GNC branded blender.
Blender, watches, anything that has to do with technology, fitness. Do you guys think that if GNC started making technology fitness devices such as blenders or heart rate, it's like a band you put on yourself and it controls, or it reads your heart monitor or heart rate, or watches, do you think that there's a market for them, or do you think people won't purchase their GNC products?
There are already other companies that they are making this kind of products. So people know them, people they trust them. So I myself, if I want to buy a watch, I will buy Apple Watch. I won't buy something from GNC, which I don't know if it works or not.
Mhm.
So I would prefer to buy something that I, not something like new.
Okay.
I feel like if they were to put products out there, it could go two ways. It works or it doesn't. Just because when I think of GNC, I just think of like vitamins and supplements and powders and gummies and stuff like that. So if they were to come up with different like devices, like you were saying, like heart rate stuff or like a blender, I feel like that would kind of push themselves more out there, so that people wouldn't have this idea of, oh, they only sell like supplements and yada yada, but they also have this, so we could like check them out.
It might be hard for them to like make like a huge like print in like, I don't know, the market with those products, but like it would definitely like kind of like show that they're like making an effort to appeal to like different demographics or groups of people.
I think it probably wouldn't work out for them to like make watches and stuff or blenders. Cause I can't imagine like they're like all the brands that do that are pretty established, like Fitbit or I mean, if I'm thinking of blender, I'm probably not gonna think of GNC. So I think that it would, and then they have to worry about like manufacturing them and all that. Seems like a big hassle.
Okay. Now, I want to ask, what are some suggestions that you think can elevate their brand, their image. Like, what do you guys think individually that I want you guys to tell me that they can do with if there are no budget, if there's not any restrictions? Chris?
They should like partner with like a 24-hour fitness or an LA Fitness or something like that. And not, they could give out like free samples every so often, but like just get their name out there more in that specific gym. Like the gym has towels, GNC towels, so that way when people, like it just gets in their head, and then they can have like, I know some 24-hour fitnesses, they have like their own little corner where they sell supplements and stuff like that. Add some GNC products and have a discount or something like that. They just get their name in the gyms more frequently.
So like collaboration with another company?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if they do samples. Do they do samples of like different powders?
They have samples of like gummies and like little stuff like that, but
They do
They
have
do,
samples,
okay,
yeah.
because I wasn't sure, like I was gonna say they could like do samples.
Yeah, a lot of these stores, they will give you like a good like one serving samples, so you don't have to commit to a big bottle.
I think the biggest thing is like, I wouldn't necessarily focus so much on the gyms, I would focus more on like the demographic. Instead of focusing from like 35 to 50, I would maybe try to like get the younger generations a little bit. Like she said, a lot of people are like following those little like Instagram models and things like that. So I would maybe focus a little more on targeting like a younger age group, because that'll keep like a steadier flow of like people coming in, rather than just, oh, there's a coupon in the newspaper for like B12 vitamin.
How do you think they can do that if they want to focus on a younger demographic?
Marketing campaign.
Yeah.
Social media, partner with
Yeah.
DJ Khaled.
Celebrity endorsement
Or-
for sure.
Celebrity
I would like
endorsement.
fitness celebrity endorsement.
Who do you have in mind?
Dang,
that
who
would-
do I have in mind?
That you think, because we can't just get like any celebrity. Who do you think that would have that GNC a celebrity that can represent GNC?
Like fitness
Yeah.
wise.
Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne Johnson, The
Ooh,
Rock.
that's a good one.
I mean, even on a smaller scale, sorry, even on a smaller scale, to maybe tap into the affiliate, like the Instagram affiliates, going back to the fitness models,
Yeah.
like their Insta
And followers. They have like, some of them have like millions of
They have
followers.
tons of
Tiana
followers.
G.
It doesn't even have to be on like large scale.
I think
Maybe, like,
another
on a-
huge one though that like a lot of people don't get is that GNC sells like collagen powder that you can put in your coffee. They sell like biotin, collagen pills, things like that that are actually really good for your skin. And it's like if you find out like those few Instagram models that are like, you know, we have the supplements for your body but also for your skin and for this and for that. I feel like that's stuff that not everybody realizes. So, like, if I were to see that and I didn't know like what a GNC already was, I would be curious and I would go in and like buy this stuff.
Yeah, like on top of like celebrity endorsements, on top of what you were just saying, you could almost get like ambassadors within like colleges to like give these people like, you know, promo codes to like sell like to their friends or their
Yeah.
followers and represent their brand. Like that's how like a lot of these like trendy like companies kind of like get their name out there, and it's like something appealing to like this generation as well. So
A lot of people, a lot of things that go around is word of mouth. So
Yeah.
if I hear something cool about one thing, like I'm like gonna look and research it and ask people like, oh, have you tried this? Have you tried this? So
Right now, GNC to me is just like a small store that has those kind of things, and if that's true, I could just go anywhere to get these things. But there should be like a reason why, like I would choose GNC.
Okay. What would be the reason that you would go to GNC?
If, like you're saying, like if I see a lot of people that I follow, like athletes or if I follow Instagram models, like if they're constantly talking about GNC and like building some sort of, not rapport, but like,
base.
yeah, like a base, like you see,
like, oh, this person who I trust because they're an influencer on social media, like they use GNC, so maybe I'll think twice about going in next time.
Okay. You guys talk about influencers, and we know like high status celebrities. What is more influential for you guys? Influencers or like really big name celebrities?
Personally, I think influencers, because like I feel like I see a lot of like TV commercials with like, oh, this celebrity is taking that, or Jennifer Aniston has like this new product or whatever. Like it kind of just goes over my head because I'm like, they're probably just getting paid to do that. Versus if I had an influencer, like I don't know if you guys are like familiar with Gary Vaynerchuk. Yeah. So like he appeals to a lot of people right now, and he's pretty like well known in the influencer world. And like if he was like someone who was like, oh, like if I saw a YouTube video or like a promotion on Instagram that said like Gary Vee gives his like health like tips, or like what supplements does Gary Vee take, like that might be something intriguing, because it's like here's someone who's like successful balancing like multi-level like media, and then along with like other companies and his health. So like to kind of like mimic someone who's successful, you might want to take what he's taking, such as like supplements from GNC if that's what he's marketing.
It's more personal than like a 30-second ad.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand your point, but like for me, like if Gary Vee was like, oh, this supplement is the best for this reason, I wouldn't really like, not that I wouldn't believe him, but like it wouldn't have as much impact on me because he's not like jacked. And like if Terry Crews was like, yo, you need to go to GNC and get this, I'll be like, I'm gonna do that, Terry Crews, because he kind of scares me a little bit. But like someone like Gary Vee, like it depends on like the influencer and what their influence is.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess in general, like someone who just like is trying to be well rounded, but it would depend on who you're trying to market to for sure. Like maybe pick someone who's more like built.
But then again, you run into influencers that don't use supplements. They do meal plans, and like that appeals more to people, probably like you, because you don't take any supplements or like vitamins to make you bulk up. So it goes both ways.
But actually, right now, if I watch a competition or game, like on TV, that there are two groups. One group is consuming some supplements, vitamins, and the other group don't. So if I can see that supplements are working on one group and they are really changing, I will go after it, maybe.
Yeah.
But I need to see the results.
Yeah.
Hunger Games with supplements.
Yeah. Because I'm like iffy with supplements. Like I've taken like pre-workout before just to like get me going, but it wasn't really like consistent, you know, like I felt like I didn't need it. So therefore, like I don't think I need supplements.
Just kind of like also changing the subject, I started thinking like if they really wanted to appeal to different markets, you could use someone who's very like built like as well. But maybe if you're trying to broaden your like demographics, like find someone who's like maybe the average Joe who takes it and is like able to maintain like a healthy like
after.
Yeah, or just like something and like to kind of appeal to two different like groups, I guess, if they really wanted to like broaden their horizons.
Not everyone's trying to be super jacked.
Yeah, it's just like here's someone like this, you can be like this, and you can take these brands that's provided by GNC, or like, oh, you want like something more like subtle, like here, try this, like
Just options.
options, yeah.
I feel like if they have like a daily vlogger, like someone who works with them who's like not as fit, and like they start blogging their daily lives, taking supplements and all that, and this fan base that they like would create, they could see like a difference within like the first month, the second month, the third month. So it looks like it would work, and there's
It's a great idea.
yeah.
You guys are the up and coming generation. Do you think fitness is rising or kind of staying where it's at, or is it going down? Because this is what GNC has to figure out every year. So what do you guys think? And you, actually, I'll stop there and I'll ask a following question after that.
I feel like fitness is becoming trendy in certain ways. I'm not necessarily sure if it's rising. I want to say it's rising, but then I'm like, you know, if people actually becoming more fit, I'm not sure.
I think everybody like has their own like little booty programs,
Yeah.
and, like meal plans, and like I don't know. I feel like every other person I like see on Instagram has their own sort of like guide,
Mhm.
and I know so many people that will actually go online and buy these guides, whether they use it or not. I don't know. They look the same to me, but I think it is getting a little more trendy, and I am like seeing more and more people like starting to go out and like want to be active. So I don't know if it's just because we're getting older or if it's because like there's a rise, but I definitely like do see a difference.
I would agree. The area I'm in, there's like 3 new gyms opening up, all in like maybe a 4-mile radius. So it's definitely becoming more popular.
I would say I have nothing to compare it to, because I don't know what it was before us. Like, I know they used to have fitness DVDs, right? And before that, I'm sure there were other trends. So are these trends, I mean, there are more people getting fit, or is it just a new trend?
Or just being like broadcasted more because you just have so much
Social
more
media.
social media at your outlets. Yeah.
Not gonna lie, like ever since the New Year's, I told myself I wanted to be like more healthier, be more active, go to the gym, and like I've like kept that to myself, and I feel like a difference in my body. But I don't know if I should start taking supplements because I don't know what's out there, and I don't know, like I don't have like a dietitian telling me like, oh, like you should do this, like you're low on this, you should do this. So like from experience, like it is trendy.
I think a lot more people now, they just want like other people to think that they go to like the gym or like whatever. Cause like I have a couple of friends that like they'll go to the gym, but they're on their phone for like a
Social
whole hour.
yeah.
And I'm like, come on, like that's not why we came.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, so I just think they want more people to think that they're like fit.
Do you guys ever see these, like you said, Tanya, like if people, the influencers, do you ever see like, ever mentioning GNC? You guys ever heard of any like influencer mention GNC?
I just remember like I don't know what it's called, but the packaging is like black and gold. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's GNC, but yeah, that's like the packaging that I see around.
I think like the flat tummy tea and like the hair pills is what we normally see, but we don't see like I wouldn't trust that just because it's like I just feel like it's BS. But I've never seen like an actual GNC or like an actual like vitamin shop or anything like teaming up with them. So I just feel like it's if one of those companies were to do it, they definitely like have the advantage over the other.
Okay, so how would you guys respond if GNC starts to have deals, discounts, whatever marketing at that time on like their app? Like would that entice you to come in and try it? And what deals would you, because each person have their own specific deal that they're prone, that they're more, I guess prone to, I guess you would say. Throwing the deals out there, would that grab you guys to come in, and what deals are they? Like if it's,
Did you mention something about an app you said? Or
yeah, I
Do
did.
they have their own app?
Like if they did have their
Okay.
app, if they posted or their Instagram, if they posted deals, would that draw you guys in on the deals alone?
I'm not sure if it would draw me in, but it would make me like think twice about like buying
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, like if I see an advertisement about the losing weight pill, like it's 90% off, maybe. Maybe I will buy it in the store. Yeah, that would be a good option too. But I'm still not sure.
Okay.
I would probably stock up on vitamins.
Yeah.
It's just me now. Like, if I were to think about it, like if they were to have like more deals, then instead of getting like just one bulk, I'd have to get like 2 or 3.
So is pricing the most important issue for you guys?
College level.
And also the result. Because if it's cheap but it's not useful, it doesn't worth it.
And just knowing maybe like more about like what it's made of, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I have like, there's been people like who have mutual friends with me on Facebook who will try to like multi-level market and like sell me their product, and like I just like have a hard time trusting like that. So I would like to know what's in my products as well, like very specifically, like, and what it's affecting.
GNC has to like teach us what it is they're trying to sell us.
Yeah.
So it's like two
Yeah.
things they're fighting. First, they have to try to teach us what it is, and then they have to convince us to buy it. So it's like, it can be more difficult.
Okay.
When they don't schedule like programs, they hire fitness trainers and they can give the people who are participating in this program their products with their trainer, and they will show the results to the rest of the people.
So that actually is perfect, because that's leading into my next question. Well, how do you guys feel when if they release their own like videos, like if they host their own classes at gyms, but like everything is GNC based? Like, what are you guys' thoughts about that?
First of all, it should be like a reality TV show because I won't accept something that is like just for 1 hour and I don't know what will happen for the rest of the day. But if I can see everything, maybe they can convince me to buy the product. Maybe.
I think that would be smart because my mom, like with her friends, they would go do Zumba like a few nights a week, and every single thing that they bought, like their shake, their tea, everything was Herbalife. And they were just so used to it at that point that they would go and like they would have their tea before, they'd have their shake after, they'd have their little like whatever it was that she was taking, and they would just make so much money off of them. And it's like, I feel like if you're kind of like in that fun environment, they don't think twice about it.
That's true. Or even if like the GNC wanted to like sponsor like one of those classes, or I don't know, like make the class like cheaper, because sometimes you have to have a membership to, like with the gym, to like take the classes that they offer. If there's a way that these people could like advertise to just like the common like customer or whatever, and say, hey, like we're having like a special on our Zumba class, like and then like also just like market like the product like you had mentioned, and then that would be an enticing kind of like incentive. Like I would want to go take a cheaper Zumba class.
And if like everybody's taking the same thing, I feel like you're more likely to be like, oh, what are you drinking? And it's
Yeah.
like they all just ended up on like this whole Herbalife like craze.
Okay. It's like creating some kind of this whole thing is about creating like their brand awareness, because we're trying to find, we know their weakness, and it's their label, it's their logo, it's their brand. We're trying to improve their image. So to conclude, what is the most important and I'm going to go down the line. What is the most important for you guys when it comes down to supplement? And I'll give you an idea: pricing, quality, and the image of GNC. Now, don't forget, GNC is a store with also carrying their brand. Okay, so it's not just the product, but that's what I want to ask you. So, what is most important to you, Eric?
The price.
Yeah. Can you elaborate a little bit more on?
So I guess just the same example I used before is that I'm at GNC and I can see a bottle of like say 10 grams of creatine for like say $10. I can go on Amazon and get maybe 20 grams of creatine that's going to be a generic brand for the same price. And that's gonna lead me to purchase off Amazon or whichever outlet can give me that price that I want.
So quality and brand recognition is not important for you, correct?
Because since for something like creatine, you can see what the ingredients are on the back. So if the ingredients are to me the same, then that tells me the quality is the same. So I guess the quality is important.
Okay, so pricing and quality is probably the most important to you. Okay, Chris?
I would say pricing is like the most important thing overall, but like the quality still has to be there. Like especially if like well, he said that GNC is a little bit pricier than other brands, so the quality would have to be there to justify that extra money that I would have to spend.
Okay. And for you, I if you went and got your MD,
Actually, right now I'm satisfied with what I have, but if I get the lower price with better quality, why not?
so if you had to pay higher, and the quality, because quality is higher.
No. Actually, it depends on how much the price will go up. Like now I'm buying it for 15. If it's like 25, maybe 30, but the quality is really good, I will buy it. But if it's like 80, I won't buy it. Even the quality is really high.
Okay. Tony.
I think quality is important. Just like that's the main reason why I like going in asking questions. Just because I want something that works, but kind of like previous you said, it, the quality would have to like justify the price. I'm not gonna pay too much for something that like isn't worth it.
So for you, quality is probably the most important.
Yeah.
You would pay more if the quality is higher.
If it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Reasonably.
Yeah. Exactly. I feel like it needs to say, yeah.
Carrie.
I'm on the same page. If it's the same, if quality is the same level, then I would go with the cheaper one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pricing is the most important for you.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Crystal.
Pricing is 100% the most important.
Yeah.
I don't really look at the quality too much, which is probably bad, but, and no brand loyalty, so price.
Okay. So knowing that you're gonna get a lower quality, right? And would you and you're paying a lot cheaper and you get really poorer quality, would you still follow that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
I feel like price and quality are important, but for price, if they want to reach a bigger demographic, I feel like they should have their prices lowered down so that people would get their hands on it so they could try it and see it for themselves. And if it does work and they incorporate that into their routine, then they'd want to buy more high price, high quality type of thing. So you just have to just get it in their lives.
GNC is considered the more expensive of in their industry. Is quality more important for you? Are you willing to pay higher because the quality is higher?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I know what it does to me, if I'm aware of all that, then
You may be a GNC customer.
Me?
Because you're
Maybe.
willing to pay the higher dollar.
yeah.
Maddie?
Kind of the same thing that everyone's been reiterating.
Yeah.
Price is also important for me. I think quality is important for me just because I know so little. I want to know what I'm like actually getting involved with. So like I would pay maybe like a little bit more until I found like and done my research. If I became more comfortable with something generic, then then the price would be the most important thing. So I'd say like price and quality are pretty.
If you had to pick one or the other?
Price because I'm broke.
Okay.
I'm a broke college question is tough sometimes.
Yes, it is.
But if it's cheap, you try it, you know?
I
And if you
think-
find out it's poopy quality, then you can move up.
It's like trial and error and
Yeah.
prioritizing.
GNC, now that you guys know what GNC, you have a little bit more information about GNC. Do you trust their brand now after knowing what you know, or do you feel the same, or you don't trust them?
I still don't know what their supplements, vitamins, like their brand quality is, so I'm still kind of like iffy about it. Because I don't know if it works, I don't know if it's going to make me feel better. So.
I think I've become more aware about the company as a whole, and I guess it's like good to know that aspect of it. Next time I walk in, I might know like a little bit more. But I still, would like need maybe someone to like answer quite a bit of questions for me. Like if I went to a store, I would ask questions.
As I said, if they had the like program or group that they want to work out with their products, I can be one of the volunteers to be there.
Like test something.
Yeah. Now I can do that. Thank you.
Maybe do that.
If they pay well.
Yeah.
No, actually, I don't care if they pay. I just wanna,
See if it works.
yeah, if it works
Yeah.
or not.
Yeah.
So knowing that it is a higher price, if they start targeting the younger generation, and I'll give you an example, college campuses, knowing the price being high, and they're not going to change it, do you think they'll grab the college demographic? Knowing the price is still high.
I mean, are they allowed to do like any kind of discounts or like little like coupons or something?
Absolutely.
If they like really push that on a college campus, then maybe it might appeal. But I think it would struggle a little bit if they weren't going to change the price.
I feel like GNC would linger in the back of our minds just because they're promoting college campuses. Or maybe by like the SRC. So if I were to like walk out, there's a GNC. Oh, maybe next time GNC will be like in my head.
I think
Maybe
that's-
more.
Oh, sorry. I think that's kind of a hard question just because like it is pricey and a lot of people are struggling like living outside of home, paying for classes, books, things like that. But I also feel like college students are really easy to influence. Like pull out your phone and like see how many like girls and stuff like we all follow. Like we're incredibly easy to influence, so I feel like it's kind of a hit or miss, but I would say it's worth a shot.
So you'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, I would be intrigued, yeah.
What do you guys think?
I think they could grab like a piece of it, but I don't think like,
Small.
yeah, like I don't think they would get like the entire college demographic, just because like within the college, most of us probably don't have as much money, but there is like a little piece that, I mean, just economically speaking, there is people who are more, I don't know how to exactly say it, but they're more, well off. So they can purchase the higher things, but I mean, if they have discounts or coupons or stuff like that, that they could give out to the rest of the college population, they have a chance at getting a bigger piece, but I don't think they would be able to get the whole college demographic. I don't think there's a way for them to do it.
I think it's even hard, like, I don't know how the marketing strategy would be, but I even just see, like, people on campuses trying to constantly give you flyers or, like, trying to, like, get you to walk by their table or have a conversation, sign this, do that. Like, it's already, like, so many things coming at us that it might just kind of be, like, it might be hard to break through that white noise, like, I guess, level. Yeah.
So them launching a huge campaign, spending millions and millions of dollars because they already have their high demographic, 35 to 50, getting a younger demographic. So they launched a huge campaign, keeping their price. You guys still don't think they'll
they'll grab it. Like you said, they'll grab a small portion, but they're not looking for a small portion. They're really trying to focus on, you guys don't think that the college campus is not the place to go?
No, because I mean, why buy the more expensive one when I can go get the same thing off Amazon or, I mean, it's the kind of thing like we've been talking about the entire time. Like, I don't think spending the millions and millions of dollars on the marketing campaign and stuff when there's other options that they could choose to do that are way cheaper to try to get more of like a market segment. I don't think it would be worth it for them. Like they have other options that'd be better for them.
Yeah, I think they could explore the college demographic more, but I wouldn't recommend like blowing like millions of dollars on us. I mean, they could try, but that's like hard to tell.
Okay, so the price is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so that concludes the focus group. So I thank you for coming, and we do have refreshments. So thank you again, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And before you guys